It's recording, and I'll send it to you afterwards.
Okay. Awesome. So Carrie Ann is one of the first reps that joined with Zyia with Chrissy. She's she's married to Chrissy's cousin.
Yeah.
And yes. And she's amazing. I absolutely love her. She's such a sweet, positive, just smart go-getter. Like she's just like, she gets after it. And I just love her. And she has started doing trainings around social media and just virtual things that can help us to have a better presence and just know how to make things work better for us on our platforms and what we're doing with Zyia. So I'm so excited to have her here to teach us. And so, Carrie Ann, this is my front line for the most, well, there's a few that we're missing, but I'm sure when people can jump on, they will.
Yeah.
Or they'll watch it. So,
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to turn it on over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, it's so funny. I remember meeting Natalie. The first time I met her was at the first ever Zyia Summit it was in Park City at the tiny little hotel, the new Park or something like that. We stayed there, and it was so funny because there were maybe 100 people, there total, like in the room.
So there was like 30.
Yeah, it was very tiny. I mean, you guys see it now when you see the summits, there's thousands of people, right? 10,000 people. I don't know. And there was like literally like 50 of us in the room the first time. And we're like, what are we doing? But this was like, like 4 or 5 months after the company started.
Yeah.
So they have come a long way. Let me tell you that. It's amazing. So, but yeah, so just a little bit about me. It's so nice to be in this small group. I love doing training for social media because when I started with Zyia, I honestly knew nothing about social media. I had a Facebook page. I didn't know what Instagram was. I didn't know what YouTube was. It was just all foreign to me. And I found it really, really hard in the beginning to do any of it and to do any of it well. And I felt like I was just so far behind all of these people that had these like beautiful photos and polished profiles and great Facebook lives. I mean, I did my first live video in front of my washing machine with the washing machine going. I didn't even notice. It was like in the background, and I'm showing people leggings, and like it's dark and you can't really see anything. And it was terrible. It was so bad. So I kind of figured, I got to figure this stuff out to make this work for me because I see all these people on social media just killing it, doing so well. And I have no idea what to do. And I don't know how to do that. So I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of reading. I listened to a lot of podcasts, read a lot of books, and I basically cyber stalked a ton of people and figured out what worked best. And kind of crazy enough, it turned into a business for me. I love doing it so much that I started my own consulting business last year, and it has just been crazy busy, like exploded. And I love it. I love, love, love teaching. That is the one thing. When I left my corporate job, I worked for the government doing labor relations, which is terrible, like the worst job ever. But I got to do training as part of it. And that was the one piece of it that I loved. So this is my favorite thing. So Natalie, thank you for having me on tonight and for letting me do training, because it's like my passion is to help teach you so you don't make all the mistakes that I made, and so you don't sit in front of your washing machine doing a live video in the dark like I did. But today we're talking about Instagram profiles, and this is one thing that I didn't know what to write in my profile. So when you set up your Instagram profile for Zyia, right, you're probably like, man, I don't know what to type. I'm just going to throw some stuff up here. What did other people type? I don't know. And you just toss it up there and thought, good to go. That is probably the biggest mistake that people make, is they don't spend time on their profile. But if you think about it, so I'm going to go through, I have this guide, and I dropped it in the files here, and you guys can follow along with it or use it later. But basically, I'm going to share it with you here in a few minutes. But I like to tell people that think of your Instagram profile as like a dating app. I haven't been on a dating app because I've been married too long. But if you were going to be on a dating app, right, you literally, I see people, they swipe through, you have 5 to 6 seconds. And if somebody doesn't like what they see, they're going to peace out on you, right? Same thing with your Instagram profile. You have literally 5 to 6 seconds to make an impression on somebody, to make them decide if they want to scroll down and read more, or if they're like, I'm out of here. I don't see anything special about this profile. There's nothing interesting here. So your goal is to make your profile interesting, okay? So think of it that way. It doesn't have to be overly wordy. You want to use some emojis, have some fun fonts, and I'm going to show you how to do all of that to catch some people's attention and hook them, and then get them to read for like more and be interested in what you have to say, okay? And to follow you, really, because the big thing is we want followers, because followers see your stuff and then, oh, here comes my son. And then when they see your stuff, they're interested in you and they potentially want to become your customer or know more about the product, right? So that's our goal. Okay, there will be a homework assignment too. I didn't tell, there goes my husband. I didn't tell Natalie this, but there will be a homework assignment. This happens once a day. He gets strung out, usually, like that. So it might happen again. Okay, after, I want you guys to take everything that I have shown you, and I want you to go, and your homework is to update your Instagram profile, and then I want you guys to screenshot it and send it to me, or send it to Natalie and she can send it to me, because I want to see, like, do a before and after, what it looks like when you started and then what it looks like afterwards, so you guys can see the difference. So little homework assignment for you guys. The other thing, I'm going to start sharing my screen here. Does everybody have an Instagram business account? That is really important, that your profile is a business account, not a personal account. And that is down the road if you decide you want to do targeted ad campaigns, if you are going to have an Instagram shop set up, which is tricky, but we can figure that out down the road. You want to have a business profile. So if you guys go ahead and right now, if you don't have a business profile or you don't know how to set it up, just unmute yourself and let me know, or like raise your hand virtually and I'll show you guys really quick. But I'm hoping everybody has a business account set up. Okay, seems like it. All right, so if that is a question though, Natalie, let me know and I can easily just address that with you guys. So, okay, let's get going. Okay. So this is the guide and I'm just gonna go through. Go. Skip the first few pages. Hold on. It's being sticky. I have sticky keys. Milo probably spilled some apple juice on it or something. Okay. This is what we just talked about. Okay. So there are 6 quick steps that I'm going to talk to you about that you can basically polish up your profile to make it look amazing, that people want to stop and they want to date you on Instagram. That's kind of our goal, okay? So I'm going to go through the 6 steps here, and then we're going to break each one down with examples so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, oh, this is the wrong one. Hold on. Let me find the right one. Hold on, guys. It's in here somewhere. Here it is. That was the old one. This is the new one. I made a quick last minute change to it because I realized I didn't distinguish between your display name and your username, and people sometimes get confused with those. So I want to make sure we cover those. All right, popping up here. Someday. Okay, here it comes. Okay, so the first step is your display name and your usernames are really important. So your username is when somebody goes to find you and they do the @ like mine is E_consulting PNW. That's what they use to find me personally when they're searching. When I tell them, hey, go follow me at E_consulting, that is the name that I give them, okay? So that is really important, that you want to make that as easy to spell. You want to make that easy to remember. So if you are doing something like fit for you and you do fit and then the number 4 instead of spelling out the word for, not everybody is going to think of that when they go, if you tell them fit for you, not everybody is going to think of using the number. So you want to make sure that you are doing something that's universally easy for people to find you, okay? Don't make it overly complicated. It can be your business name. If your brand is your business, then it can be your business name. If your brand is you, it can be your name. It's really a personal choice here, but whatever it is, make it relatively easy. So what do you do if your username is not available? that happened to me. Okay. So I ended up using an underscore in mine. You can use a period in between words, or you can add, so like, let's say you're a gym and your, the gym name, I think I wrote one down here. If your gym name is like Rusty Fitness, if Rusty Fitness is already taken, you could try Rusty Fitness Gym or Rusty Fitness underscore gym. So just try a few variations for that to see, for your username, to see if you can find one that works. But you don't want to get overly crazy with using a ton of, underscores and periods and stuff like that, because then it gets hard for people to find. So do your best. If it's already taken and you really want it, you could, if the person doesn't seem like they're using it that much, you could always reach out and be like, hey, you're not on Instagram that much. Can I have your name and switch? It's worth a shot, right? We cold message people all the time. So you never know. They might say, yeah, I don't use it anymore. I'll switch it. You take it. So that's an option as well. So your display name. So your display name is the name that is, like, your username is the one that's on the top. And then I'll show you guys here in an example in a second. The username is the name that is in the search kind of bar. Okay. And that is, the display name is the only thing that's searchable if people are looking for hashtags or keyword search on Instagram. So you want to make sure that you have a combination of your name or your business, but then also, so mine, I think it says e-consulting and then it says social media, because that way if anybody searches a hashtag social media or hashtag social, hopefully my profile will come up. So you guys could try to include the word Zyia in your display name. So if people are searching Zyia, then hopefully your profile at some point will pop up. Okay. So that's really important to remember. Emojis here. So don't be afraid to use emojis, because they are the only way that people can figure out and get to know your character and you personally, right? Before they've gone in and done a deep dive and kind of stalked your page, right? So don't be afraid to use emojis. Find ones that fit you, fit your brand, and strategically place them in there to make it fun, right? And to kind of make it catchy. And I'll show you how to do this here in a few examples. Another thing you can do is use your own voice. So this is an example and a chance for you to show the world your brand. Who are you? And a lot of people think that you have to sound like uber professional, and you have to be using all of the jargon from clothing brands or things like that. No, avoid all of that. People don't want you to sound like you're way too smart or make them feel stupid. So if I use words when I'm talking to people like social media platforms and things like that, and if I am not sure that that audience would understand that term, I won't use it. I will explain it differently and say your Instagram or your Facebook page, or you have different options for social media sites, right? Or the word channel. Sometimes we use channel a lot in social media and in network marketing. Not everybody knows channel. Same thing with the word upline, right? If you're talking to a potential rep, they may not understand what you say when you mean upline. So try to avoid that kind of jargon when you're exercising your voice. So in what you say to people, in what you write on your profile, in your captions, and in the content that you put on your pages, avoid that jargon and really try to use your voice. And we're going to do a little exercise here in a minute to help you guys find your voice, because sometimes this can be a little bit confusing and people don't really know how to do it. So we're going to do a little exercise. Okay. A little bit more here about your username. We kind of already talked about that. So I'm going to skip through to the next page. Okay, the next few tips here. The big mistake that I see people make on Instagram is they try to write an entire paragraph about who they are in that one little section at the top, okay? Nobody is going to take the time. Like I said, 5 to 6 seconds, right? So nobody is going to take the time to actually read an entire paragraph. So you want to think of this as in bullets. What are the key words and terms that you want people to think of when they're thinking about you? Bam, bullet points, okay? Tiny, if you're gonna do sentences, tiny little short sentences, like something that your English teacher would probably be like, that's not even a sentence, right? That's what you wanna be doing here on your profile, okay? And then you can break it up with emojis and fun fonts. And I'm gonna show you guys a really fun font website that's super easy to use. I'm not sure if you guys know how to get the fun different fonts and stuff like that and characters into your profile, but there's a way you can do that. It's real easy to do. Okay, so
Hey, Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
There is nothing showing on the screen. It's black.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, at least for me.
Does anybody else see anything? No? Oh my God, you guys should have said something.
Sorry. I was like, do I unmute? Do I do it now? Do I not?
Yes. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I was sharing my screen. I don't know why it's not popping up. So let me see if this works this time. For some reason it didn't take. Can you see that?
Nope.
No. Amber's nodding yes. She can see that now.
Oh, you can see it?
All right. Everybody else.
You guys can see it? I can't see it. I don't know why.
Amber, could you see it before? No, but you can see it now. Okay. Shoot, Natalie, you don't see anything?
No.
Oh.
But I'm following along on the guide.
Okay, good. If you have the guide, then you're good. Okay.
Yes.
Sandy,
okay.
Can you see okay? Yeah, okay. All right. So I'll just assume that they can see. Okay. So what is most important? So this is also something that I see that people kind of miss the mark on. So if you check on your profile, a lot of times you'll only see like the first 2 or 3 lines, and then the rest gets truncated, which means you see those like dots, and people have to actually click. They have to take an action to see more. So you want to put whatever you want people to see, whatever's most important to you should be the first thing. So if you're a Zyia rep and a mom and you're also a cow farmer, right, and your page is about Zyia, you wouldn't probably put mom and cow farmer first, right? You would probably put Zyia rep first, then mom, and then maybe cow farmer, right? Or if like one of your hobbies is gardening, right, but you're combining it all into one page. So on mine, I list that I do social media first, and then I talk about marketing to small businesses. And then I have a newsletter called the Zyia Life that I send out every month. And then I put that in there because that's important, but it's not necessarily the first thing that I want people to see. I want them to know that I do social media. Okay. So that's how my page is laid out. So make sure that you're putting whatever's most important up front. Okay. The next thing is having a unique profile photo. So if you are going to get a professional photo, like not everybody can afford professional photos, but if you can get a headshot done, this is worth it 100% for your profile photo on Instagram and Facebook. It looks very clean. It looks very professional. And honestly, all you need is a white wall, good lighting, and a friend who can hold up your iPhone. That's it. And as long as you have those things and you can do a cute pose in your new leopard grid bra, which I literally wear this thing every day. It smells because I don't wash it because I love it. Just do a cute little pose against a white wall. Bam, you've got the perfect profile photo. You can also, if you have a logo, you could use a logo. But I feel like with most of the Zyia reps, with most of you, your brand is you, right? You are your brand. You're repping, yes, you're a Zyia rep, but it's also people are buying from you because they know you, they like you, they connect with you. So I would recommend that your photo be a picture of you in your Zyia gear, okay? In good lighting. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys the fun fonts. So as you guys can see at the bottom here, so one way to stand out is to use these fun fonts, and I'll share that with you. I use Lingo Jam. So I am going to try to share my screen and show you guys how to do this. Okay, so Natalie, I hope you'll be able to see this. So, okay, I'm going to share this one. Okay, nod if you can see this. Nod yes if you can see this, or no if you can't. Yes. Okay. Got some yeses. Natalie, man, I wonder if there's something wrong with your settings. Huh. Weird. So anyways, Natalie, I'll describe it to you. I am on the website Lingo Jam. That's it. It looks very weird. But so if I wanted to type in social media expert, all you do is type in social media expert or whatever you want to have in a fun font. Okay, and then you guys see on the right-hand side here, all of these options that come up, and you can scroll down, there's like hundreds of them. All you do is literally copy, Control-C, and then you paste that into your Instagram profile where you want it. That's it. You can do this for anywhere on Instagram, any text that you're doing or anything like that, any content. So fun, and it breaks it up. So I'm gonna show you guys a way that people have used this in their profiles that really works. It also shows a little bit about your personality. The one thing I will tell you to do though is be really careful. Some of these are very hard to read when you put them in your profile. So just don't use any of the really crazy ones, because there are some really crazy ones that are just a lot of characters and or very scripty, and you can't read them. So I really like the ones that have the circles around the letters, or the ones like the one here that's sort of like a block print, but then it's like an outline of it. Okay, so I am going to go back to the guide here with you guys. All right. All right. So then the next page here that we've got, let's talk about your username and your display name. So Natalie, this is the page that I changed just a little bit. Okay, so your username is, can you guys see the top of the screen here? This is going to be your username, okay? What we talked about. You can only change it, I think, twice every 14 days, and then it'll lock you out from doing that. So make sure that you pick it and you kind of stick with it. And then this is going to be your display name, and you can change this up. This is what I said was searchable. So this is a client of mine who I just worked on. She's an esthetician, and so she only had originally Minx Aesthetic in her profile, but I added in the word skincare, because that way if anybody goes to do hashtag skincare or to search skincare, hopefully her profile will pop up if they're in the local area, right? So that's really important to remember. You can change your display name as often as you want. You can kind of play around with it, see what you like. A good, I think, for the username, a good tip would be figure out a name that you want, and then tell your friend, like call a friend and say, okay, I'm going to tell you this name and I want you to remember and write it down in 10 minutes. Give them your name, have them write it down, and then send it to you in 10 minutes. And if they spell it wrong or forgot it, you need to go back to the drawing board and get a new name. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Let's talk about emojis. Does anybody have any questions so far? You can either drop them in the chat or just unmute yourself. Either way is totally fine. There's a couple things in the chat, so I'm going to check that really quick here. Where'd the chat go? I think we're good. Well, I can't find it anymore. It went away. Okay, so let's talk about emojis. So if you guys, number one, if you're not using emojis when you are writing content for your posts, you should be doing that. Find some fun emojis that go with whatever you're saying. Use it to break up your paragraphs or your sentences in your text and things like that. They're great. They're fun. People love them. It gives them an insight into your personality. And I like to do a fun emoji challenge where I'll do drop an emoji about how you're feeling today, and people drop their favorite emoji or a cake emoji or donuts or whatever, if it's like a National Donut Day or Cake Day. So it's kind of fun and it gets people excited. So here's how you use your emojis with your profile. So this is a friend of mine. She has an online boutique, much like Zyia, but hers is called Peyton Piper. I don't think they're direct sales though. I think she just owns it and gets the clothes. But here's a great way that she has used just a few emojis. See how she doesn't have any paragraphs in here, and she's just popped in a couple of emojis. So she's got the word community, and she popped in a couple of girlfriends next to each other. She's got PNW for Pacific Northwest. She's got an umbrella. It's a boutique, so she's got some shopping bags, and then she's got a picture of a phone here because she wants people to join her text club and get 10% off, right? So that's just an easy way. It kind of breaks it up. It makes it nice to look at, okay? Don't overuse the emojis, and try to just use them in places where they would fit appropriately, if that makes sense to you guys. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so this is where we're going to talk about your voice, and I would love to do a quick exercise with all of you here. So if you aren't sure how to figure out what your voice is on social media, think of it as writing and displaying like how you talk to people, right? So how I'm talking to you right now is how, if you went to my Instagram profile, hopefully that would be the impression that you would get. So I want you guys to write down a list of adjectives that describes you. And I'm going to share my screen. Again, Natalie, I'm sorry if you can't see it. I'm going to share a list of adjectives for you guys to look at. So let's take 5 minutes, and I'm going to just give you some examples. So, all right. Can you guys see the adjectives here? Got a couple of you. Sandy, can you see? Yep. Amber? Yep. Natalie? Nope. Okay, I'll read off some of them for you. So just take a look at these and write down, maybe pick 10, or you can think of your own that describe you. So things like adventurous, appealing, athletic, attractive, delightful, dramatic, earthy, fashionable, maybe flirty, fresh, friendly, fun, glamorous, majestic, modern, natural, nostalgic, romantic, savvy. That's kind of a good one. Sophisticated, striking, strong, stunning, stylish, swanky, tasteful, vintage, whimsical, wild. So try to think of 10 and write them down now. I'll give you guys just a couple of seconds here to write those down. And then you don't have to stick to this list. You can go and use anything that comes to mind. I'm just going to open my window. Hold on. It's hot in here. And then I would love to, if you guys have a couple, if you want to share, I would love for you to jump on, unmute yourselves, or you can drop them in the chat too. Finally found the chat. Here it is. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Thanks.
Okay, I got energetic, strong, rebellious, fun, quirky, dramatic, and friendly.
I love it. I love it. You're a little bit of a rebel, right? A friendly rebel. I like it. Okay. So once you have your list, does anybody else want to share their list of adjectives that describes you? Natalie, I would say you are funny, for sure. And any other word that can describe, like when you used to go to the warehouse, and I think you still do go to the warehouse and do like the videos in the bathroom, trying stuff on, like brave would be one word that comes to mind. Sandy, did you come up with any, or Janet or Julie?
I'm distracted, but I only have 3 so far: busy, casual, and fierce.
Okay, I like it. That's good. Fierce. I like it. So here's what you guys do. Take those words and get it down to, if you only have a few, then that's fine. But if you have more than that, get it down to 3 or 4. And then think about it when you're writing your profile. And let's say you're, fierce and funny, or Sandy or Amber, what did you say? What was yours?
Rebellious?
Rebellious. Okay, so think of emojis that might relate to rebellious, and think of like words and phrases that might describe. You can even go and Google search, words that describe rebellious, and then add those words into the, the little sentences, or the quick bullet points that you're writing, because people will connect with you on that, and they'll start, like, somebody who reads your profile, hopefully you're using hashtags that also associate to some of those words. They're going to come to your profile. They're going to see, oh, I like her picture, first of all. She's rebellious. That's cool. I'm a little rebellious too. And oh, she's got a really cute bra on. I'm going to follow her, type of thing. Like, that's how it works, right? That's how, like I said, it's like a dating app, really. People are checking you out. So, and they want to find people like them. So make sure that your personality comes through. All right, I'm going to stop this share, the adjectives here. Go back to the guide. All right, so that is how you start to find your voice. And your voice is, yes, it's your profile. It's also how you talk and interact with people, right? So Natalie is the friendliest person that I know, and she's always laughing, and no matter what is going on, I can tell when she's stressed, because her laugh gets like a little more high pitched when she's a little stressed, but like in a good way. So Like, and I see that come through in everything that you do, in your posts, in your videos, in what you write and how you communicate and how you talk to me and to your team and everybody. So think of that. That is your voice. And whatever that voice is that you find, that should be your voice on Instagram. It should be your voice on Facebook. It should be your voice on emails, on YouTube videos, when you're talking to customers in person, when you're hosting parties, okay? That is your voice, and that is what you should be using every single time, okay? So don't try to change it up, or don't, you know, if you see somebody else who maybe is, you know, acting super professional, and they do, their parties are very, like, you know, specific, and they've got a plan and a schedule, and, you know, that's their personality, right? They've got their glasses on and they're very intense about it, right? If you just want to be casual and have fun and let people have a good time, and that's your vibe, go with that vibe. And that's how the rest of your social media should look too, if that makes sense. All right, so let's talk about the fun fonts. So this is my friend, Teresa Kelly. She does an amazing job with fun fonts. She's also the owner of that Peyton Piper boutique that I showed you. So if you guys can see here, she has, I love kinda chill, kinda bougie. And that really describes her. If you guys met her, she is like the queen of TikTok too. She does all these awesome TikTok videos with her family and her clothing line and stuff. She's hysterical, and it literally describes her to the T. So she's used the fonts really well here. So she used one type of font at the top, right? Sort of a block font. Then she split it up with some emojis that describe her. All of these emojis definitely describe her. She does a Wine Down Wednesday, where every Wednesday she's on live showing new releases with wine in hand. I think that's pretty fun. And then she breaks it up, and then she's got a little bit more to describe her, okay? And then she's got a link to her shop here. So this isn't her business page, but it, you know, if you saw this and you were like, oh, she's cute and I like what, she's funny, right? She's, you know, kind of funny, and oh, I want to check out her clothing boutique. That's how she kind of draws you into her personal profile and gets you over to her business page, okay? Again, she used, probably used Lingo Jam, and you guys can see on the highlights that she has here too, she's also used some fun fonts. Now, I would not recommend using these fonts though on your highlights, because I honestly can't really read those. You can a little bit, but I would stick to either a script font or a block font for your highlights. I think this might be just a little bit too much as far as fun fonts. I think it's okay up in her profile here, but it gets a little bit too busy down in her highlights. So keep those highlights simple. All right, what's important? This is a client of mine who I just started working with last week, so we haven't done much to change her profile yet, but she did a great job of putting what was most important first. She is a real estate agent. She's your dream home matchmaker realtor, okay? So that is the first thing you see. It is in all caps, and it's got a cute little emoji house next to it. She's also married, and she loves animals, right? So I can tell this right away from looking at her profile, okay? So again, if you're a farmer, but that is not why you're on Instagram, that should not be the first thing that I see. So, again, this could be where you guys could put the word Zyia, or activewear enthusiast, or fitness freak, or whatever keywords that you think would describe you and your business would go in this first line here, okay? So if you have a tagline for your business, this is a great place for your tagline. The esthetician client, she is beautiful, natural you. She could use that in her tagline as her as one of her, you know, first few sentences here. So think of those words that describe you and the most important words that you want people to know about you, and then they go right in there. All right. Let's talk about, oh, wait, we're gonna go back. I want to do an exercise with you guys quickly on the what's most important. So I want you guys to get your phones out and pull up your Instagram profile right now. If you guys, if you're not, hopefully you're not on your phones with this. If you are, try to recall what it says. Okay, go to your profile, and I want you guys to look at what it says, and I want you to write down a list of, from what we just talked about, what the most important things are that you would want somebody to know about you on Instagram, okay? Write those down, take 5 minutes really quick, and then take a look at your profile and see, does your profile accurately reflect what's important to you and what you want people to know about you in those first few lines? If you want to type what yours say in the group chat so everybody can see, that is great. Mine says, are you able to go to some of our profiles and give opinions? Yeah, I can totally do that. Yep. Let's do that at the end. I would love to do that. I will pull them up on Instagram and find you. That would be great. Amber, you're funny. I like it. I can already tell your personality. I'm excited, Amber, to see your profile and what it says. While you guys are doing this, I am going to quickly, you won't be able to see it, but I am going to log into my Instagram on my computer, which people don't do very much, and it's kind of weird, but we'll do it. Julie, you're completely lost. You don't suck at Instagram. No, you don't suck at Instagram. Amber, it's a hot mess. No, okay. This is why we're doing this training, you guys. So Julie, if you can jump on, I know you're muted, but tell me why do you guys think you're terrible at Instagram? I was terrible at Instagram when I started. Tell me why. I want to know. Either unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to be writing. Like, I have no clue what, what should be.
Okay, well, let's start with your username. What's your username?
Get Zyia active with Julie. So it's long.
It's a little long. So was Zyia active with Julie already taken?
I think so. I'm almost sure it was, but I don't know. Can I fix it?
Yeah, you can go, you can edit it in the settings. You can edit it. Do you have any nicknames like Jules or anything like that? Or do you hate that? Some people hate that.
I mean, people call me it, but not really like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a way, if that one's already taken, you could either try it like putting an underscore either before it or in the middle of it, or you can try.
So shrink it down a bit.
You could shrink it down, or you just say Zyia active with Jules.
Yep.
And then you could use, I don't know if you like gems or jewels or things like that, but that could kind of be like the play on some of your emojis and words and things like that. And then you could have like a whole sparkly kind of classy theme. I don't know if that's you though. I don't know you well, but
I'm pretty classy. No,
yeah, I'm a pretty classy gal. So there's a whole like, yeah, you could use, I mean, that would be fun to do. You could see if that's an option. What are some of the things that you like to do? Describe yourself, like your personality a little bit.
I don't know.
Maybe some of you guys on here who know Julie. What's her personality like?
You watch it, Natalie. You watch it.
She is very friendly as well. She is determined.
Caring. Somebody said witty.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming.
Sensitive, welcoming.
She is very giving and generous. She's very generous.
Helpful. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So you have like a kind heart, right? It sounds like a very kind heart, and you love helping people is what it sounds like. So maybe you could do in your profile, you've obviously your first line will be about Zyia, but then your second or third lines could be something to do with caring or helpful or funny, positive, that type of thing. You would just write some of those words in there. So let's see. Like active wear with a smile or something like that. I'd have to probably sit down with you and go through it, and then put a little emoji. Or if you're, like I'm imagining you probably have really amazing customer service. So you could put something in like maybe the second or third line about your awesome, like how customer service is, is something that's really important to you. That would be good. Funny. You could put a little like one-liner joke in there, if you guys are a little funny or witty, there's nothing wrong with finding a short quote that either describes your personality or that you use that is, a lot of people have quotes that they kind of live by. So if there's a funny quote or a witty one or a fierce one or something like that, maybe there's something about community. Julie, it sounds like maybe you're big on community and bringing people together just from what people have said. So that could be something you could put in there, a little sentence about community and a little emoji with people. But the biggest thing for you guys is it's got to say Zyia in there somewhere, right? Because that's your focus for your accounts. So make sure that it's got Zyia somehow in there.
Okay.
I'm looking, I hope that helps a little bit. I know you just have to get in there and play around with it. And then if you send me pictures, if you guys send me your pictures of your profiles, I can take a look at them and help you.
I will.
Happy to do that for sure.
Mine, I'm trying to fix my bio and it's saying it has to be less than 150, but it's showing I have 6 characters left.
Yeah, so it counts the spaces sometimes, or like if you've got like a weird, so sometimes you have to clear out if there's a space, if you have a space at the end of the sentence or a word that you didn't know. So you have to go in there and sometimes fix that and mess around with that a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just going to answer a question. Janet, what are your thoughts about how to change your username once you've already established yourself on Instagram? So if your username is not what you want it to be now, unless you have 50,000 followers, now is the time to change it, because someday you might have 50,000 followers, right? And then you're not going to want to change it because that's how people find you, right? So I would say if you guys, if your following isn't ginormous at this point, then it's probably okay for you to jump in and change your username if it doesn't reflect your business. So maybe you just started doing Zyia on your personal page and your username is still your personal name, but you want to change it to your business name or something to do with Zyia, you can do that. That's fine. Should I have a completely separate Instagram account from my personal account, Courtney? Your choice on that one. I will tell you that I had a really hard time managing both personal and business account. So I just have a business account where I post most of my business stuff and I post some personal stuff there. And now how you do that without feeling like you're spamming people. So you guys shouldn't be posting about Zyia every single day on your Instagram account, okay? That is going to be off-putting for a lot of people. So your job when you're posting and the content that you're creating should be informative, educational, funny, right? Real life and personal, okay? So a lot of things educational wise could be educating people about maybe like wearing your activewear or showing pictures of somebody, at the park with their kids in their activewear, how people are living their lives using this gear that you are selling, okay? You could do, if any of you guys have like talents or anything like that, so maybe you're an artist, you could be sharing some painting tips and things like that. It doesn't always have to be about Zyia. People want to get to know you, and then that will follow. Every Wednesday, you get a chance to share new releases and then restocks. And then usually when you get things in, you go and you do a live video or take some photos and post those. Those are the times where you should be sharing Zyia. The rest of the time, you should be finding a way to connect with people through educational information, informative, funny posts, memes, little videos, your kids, your dogs. People love kids and dogs, right, on Instagram. If you're not posting your kids and dogs, you should start doing that. Or your husbands or wives or, whoever. People want to see your family. My most liked posts are stories that I tell and pictures of my family or me. So I recently told a story. Natalie probably didn't tell you guys, but I had COVID, right, in early March, and it sucked. It was terrible. But I wanted to use my social media as a platform to share my story with people because I wanted people to know how serious it was. And I wanted people to be careful and wear their masks and not go outside, right? This is in the beginning of it all. And that was I wrote my story. It was very heartfelt. It was personal. It was emotional. I got 500 shares, 150 comments, and it just kind of spread so much to the point where a couple of news anchors from the local area contacted me and I actually did some news stories on it. So those kinds of things, the personal things that really connect with your audience, that's what you should be sharing 80% of the time. 20% of the time is your activewear. And in your stories, you can kind of do whatever you want. If you want to do activewear, funny little like boomerangs and videos, stories, those are a great place for that kind of stuff. But your Instagram, your content and stuff like that should be mostly educational, funny, personal, informative. All right. Hopefully I answered that question. Okay.
Hey, I have a quick question, Karianne.
Yeah, of course.
So is there something about like, you know how you can select, like, is it shopping? Is it like, does it matter what the
category?
What category it falls under? Because mine says entrepreneur right now, and I don't know if that's maybe the right one or the best one to have.
Yeah, so that is usually when you set up your account. I would have to do some research on how to change that. It might be under the settings, and then there's a business. I'd have to look and see.
Oh,
you can change that.
What do you feel like is probably the best category for that, for the profile for Zyia?
So for you, it might be a little bit different than, I'm not sure. Are you focusing on sales? Are you focusing on building a brand, building your team? Like, what's your main focus?
Probably a mix of brand and team.
Yeah. So I think entrepreneur is actually good for you. I think that's perfect for you. But if somebody is just focusing on trying to get sales right now, then it should probably be fashion and clothing or shopping or something like that. And then you can go back. I think you can go back and change that. So yeah, shopping and retail is okay. But if you're focusing on building you as your brand, then I think entrepreneur is probably fine for you. I think that's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And then somebody asked if they should tell people they're changing it or just change it. I would say just change it. It's fine. I've changed mine a couple of times, and I think it's totally fine. And yeah, you can do a quick post about it and just say something's new, or look what's happening, or something's changing, and that's totally fine, and give them a heads up. That's totally fine. So totally fine. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any comments here. Okay. Amber, I'm a hot mess and I never get any interaction. I bet that's not true. I bet you do. What are you posting about when you're not getting any interaction? What are your posts? We need to do a training on content, Natalie.
I'm lazy. Okay. I'm not lazy, but when it comes to my Instagram, I am lazy, and I am posting a lot of clothes. I'll just I don't put a lot of words in my captions because I'm lazy when it comes to putting the effort into my content. I'm like, what does anyone care about? What creative things in my brain am I going to put on there?
I know, you have a pretty sweet tattoo. You could do a story about that and what it means and take a close up of that. I would read that. That'd be awesome.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Let's keep it coming.
Yeah, like your background, right? Where do you come from? Who are you? What are your interests? Those types of things. Is there a certain shape or a symbol that you love? I don't know, like a cross or a heart, or maybe it's a diamond or something, I don't know. Is there you can talk about, is there anything that defines your life, your personality, or who you are? I'm trying to think of what I've used before. I have a content calendar on my website too. You guys can go and download it. It's free. And I've got 30 days worth of ideas for content on there. So that could give you some ideas as well. Your family, everybody has a story. And when you guys are telling these stories, as far as content goes, I know we're a little off track, but I'm fine with it. Think of your stories as moments in time. People tend to think that their story, they just try to tell it all in one post, and it's big and it's long-winded and nobody reads it. But for Amber, for you, there could be a story about one piece of your tattoo, because I'm assuming you didn't get it all at the same time. You didn't get it all done at the same time, right? So there's a story in there. So tell the story of your tattoo, right? And what it means to you, and when you got each specific piece, right? And why you got it and when. There's probably 10 stories that you could write about there, and take some different pictures of your tattoo and things like that. Same thing for like some of you other ladies, maybe, how many of you guys have kids? Just raise your hand if, you know, or do a little high five. Yeah. So talk about funny moments with your kids. I have this great picture of my son sitting on, if you look at my Instagram profile, it's down a little ways. I'm sitting on my porch with a giant bag of Cheetos. He's laying on my lap in his underwear. And I tell this story of how I saw this mom who was like badass running up the hill in front of our house with her double bob, like smiling at me as I'm sitting on my porch, like eating Cheetos with my son in his underwear because I couldn't even get him dressed that day. And it was like 2:00. And I was like, man, she's killing it. And I suck. And I had so many comments. Those are the types of things, if you talk about, you will get interaction and engagement if you tell those stories, because people are like, oh man, I'm with you, I get it. Or they're like, don't worry, you're awesome. You're not like a terrible mother, you know, like it's okay if you didn't go to the gym today or didn't go for a run. So people love that kind of stuff. So post those moments in time that really have been defining moments for you. Maybe the birth of a child, or something funny they said the first time they lost a tooth, the first time you yelled at them or swore at them, you know, like we all do it. People want to hear that stuff, right? And that's how you get the engagement. And then as soon as you get an engaging post, the next post you do should be something about your business. Because once people have started to engage, Facebook and Instagram think that you're hot stuff, and they'll keep throwing your posts in front of people because they think you're engaging. So then you get a really good engaging post. People are commenting back and forth. Bam, next post you should be doing should be a business post about Zyia or the brand or something like that, to help get that post in front of more people as well. Does that make sense to everybody? Hopefully. Okay, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. So are you guys still seeing, what do you guys, I don't know what you're seeing on screen share. Are you seeing the program or the guide still on screen share? I'm just going to stop this sharing. Do anyone? Okay. Let's finish up the guide and then I'll take a peek at your profiles. Okay. All right. So we covered this with Linnea here. Let's go to your profile photo. We kind of covered this already. It can be a picture of you, or it can be your logo. So if you, let's say you're like a skincare company, right? A bigger company, you're probably going to use your logo. But for all of you guys, I would probably recommend, rather than using the Zyia logo, a picture of you in your activewear gear will be totally fine. If you decide to brand yourself and make your own business and name it something, your Zyia business, but you name it something else and you get a logo and stuff like that, you could put that in here if you wanted as well. But I'm going to guess right now most of you guys are just kind of using the Zyia active name. So just go ahead and do a picture of yourself in your gear would be totally fine here. All right, let's talk about that little link. This is the last thing, and then I'll go to your profiles. Drop a comment in the chat if you guys have anything other than just your Zyia website in here. Do any of you have a link tree or some of those other options to where you can have multiple clickable links? I want to see if anybody's done that yet. If you haven't, it's worth it. Okay, Sandy, awesome. You have a link tree. Janet, campsite bio. I don't know what that is.
Do you feel like that's definitely something like, I guess my question is, I've never known what to put in there. So like my Zyia link, right? But then like,
what else? So here's what I do with that. I have free guides for social media. I do classes. I have my website, and then I have my newsletter. So for me, having one link, you want to make the experience for the user on Instagram as easy as possible, right? If I have to click more than once to find something, I'm probably not going to do it. So if you have a link to just your Zyia website and it goes to your homepage and I'm shopping, I'm going to be like, man, I really wanted those, you know, black pocket capris that were in her picture, but now I got to go and search this whole site to find them. So if you could put a link just to like the leggings, right? Or just the black pockets, or let's say the metallics, like you could do hot item of the week or hot item of the month, and you could put a link just to the metallics. So it's literally one-click shopping for them and you don't have to search your site. So that is one way you could do it. If you have a newsletter, or maybe you put some, like if you have they call them lead magnets, Natalie. So if you have a separate document that is just for like a guide for potential reps, or like, welcome to my team, or something like that you're putting out there to try and entice people to join your team, you could put that link in here. So that way they could click, they could see, okay, I like the activewear. What do I need to know about joining? Like what's so cool about being a rep? So maybe, or you link to a YouTube video even in here, 10 things that you need to know about being a Zyia rep. So that would be great. So you, instead of just having this be clothing only, you could have it be the clothing, the business opportunity, a video, and then maybe like hot items, like I said, the metallics, or like when this leopard bra comes back in stock. You could, and you can change these links instantaneously. So Linktree is, you just Google Linktree and then sign up. You do have to pay for it. I think it costs, let me look and see. I wrote it on there. Let's see it. $6 a month. But you can literally, so every month I go in and I change the newsletter link, because I have a new newsletter that comes out. I'll change the link for the free classes that I do. So for you guys, you want to make it as easy as possible for your potential customer, potential rep to find information. And it also looks really professional because you've got it all together in one place. So I would suggest, Natalie, for you at least, and then anybody on your team and your first level, if you guys can afford it, to do the $6 a month for Linktree or something like that. Put a link to shop, a link to some hot items, some type of lead magnet and then some type of video that they can watch more about, learn more about you, or learn more about the business side of things. And then maybe like a join now button. And then you could put the link from your website to join now. And all they have to do is click that to join, instead of going onto the site and searching to join now. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, good. I got a thumbs up. Okay. All right. I like to do quotes at the end of everything because I like quotes. So this one I thought was really funny, because this is how I feel about 90% of my Instagram photos. I'm just a girl standing in front of a photo asking it to be Instagram worthy. So my last piece of advice to you guys when posting on Instagram, if you have a photo and you ask yourself this question, is it Instagram worthy? And you have to think about it, don't post it. Instagram is all about photos. And if you have crappy photos, it's not going to go well. People aren't going to follow you. They're on Instagram because they want to see funny photos. They want to see good ones. They want to see good lighting. They want to see, use filters, that kind of stuff. So when in doubt, don't post it. That would be my advice to you. If it's a crappy photo, don't post it, because it'll mess up your feed, and it won't look great. And you can tell if you go onto your feed and you're like, I've gone back and deleted like crappy photos. Like, oh, that doesn't go. That's terrible. What was I thinking? That was a really bad angle. No lighting, So go back and clean up your profile and, focus on, we could probably do a whole thing on how to take good photos and stuff too. But, cute selfies outside are great. Flat lays, if you're laying your items down, right? Flat lays are great. And then also like lifestyle photos of you and your family. And then any of the stock photos are good. But if for some reason you grab a crappy photo and the lighting's bad and it looks weird, or it's not a great angle, just don't post it. All right. That is the end of the guide. I am going to pull up somebody's profile. So let me share that screen now. Here we go. All right. Anybody want to be a guinea pig so we can talk about your profile in front of you, because you'll be here for it? Sandy? She's like, me. Okay. All right. You have to unmute yourself and tell me what your name is so I can find you.
AZ Mom.
What is it?
AZ Mom.
Oh, you are like feedback, really bad feedback. Can you type it in the chat?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, hold on. Let me get to the chat. Okay. Active AZ Mom. Are you in Arizona? Is that why? Okay. Active AZ. There you are. Okay. So the first thing, let's talk about, I think your name is fine. I would consider maybe changing it if you can to activemom_AZ or activemomAZ, because the AZ in the middle is a little bit hard to remember, to think of. I don't know if did you try that and it was taken? Yeah, try activemom_AZ or something like that, because active AZ mom makes me pause in the middle and it's going to be harder for me. It doesn't roll off my tongue. I'm not going to remember it as well as active mom AZ, right? And then it's really clear that you're in Arizona, which I think is great. I think if you guys want to put your locations in your names, that's totally fine as well. So Sandy, I see you've got Sandy, is it Cusick? Am I saying that right? Cusick. So then you've got more space here in this part. And so you could put a comma, Zyia Active or Activewear Lover or Zyia or something like that in here. That way if people are searching Zyia, they can find you. I love that you put your purple heart in here too. I think that's awesome. Is purple your color? Is that why you did the purple heart? Awesome. So then I would want to see some purple in your profile somewhere. Some purple in your highlights maybe. I like the black and the white, but you could do black and white with maybe a splash of purple. I don't think so. I wouldn't do these asterisks in here because you only have, like I said, you only have so much space. And I would suggest breaking this up with emojis instead of lines, because it makes it, I know you're trying to separate it out, but I would separate it with emojis or with different fonts or things like that, because it just doesn't look like it's filled up really well. Okay, so former nutritionist turned, what's SAHM? Stay-at-home mom? Okay. An activewear enthusiast. So you should break that up. I would say activewear enthusiast first, and then put a little emoji of somebody like kicking butt or like doing a cartwheel or something. And then I would do next line down in, I would do the activewear enthusiast in one of those Lingo Jam fonts. And then next line down, former nutritionist turned stay-at-home mom. And then you could do former nutritionist and then emoji of like a salad, and then turn stay-at-home mom, and then like a bunch of kid emojis, right? Like however many kids you have, or you could even put like 4 of them in there. Wife to sea, mama to sailor, and cube dog. So, okay, I think that's great. You could leave the wife part in there, to mama to sailor and cube, and then dog mom. So that's cool because a lot of people are dog lovers. So put a couple of emojis with dogs in there too. I think that would be great. And then you've got your link tree here. What is on your link tree? Let's see. Yep, I love it. Join your Facebook community, shop your looks, and then what's Voyage Phoenix interview? Did you put it in the chat? Okay. An interview you did for local magazine. Oh, okay, cool. So here's what I would change about your link tree. I would have the first thing say shop Zyia Active, okay? Instead of shop my looks, shop Zyia Active or shop Zyia looks, so that people know that it's Zyia. And then I like the join our VIP Facebook community. And then I would say how to link to join my team. And then you can put your link specifically to that part of your website where people can join. And that way you can just direct them. If you have somebody that wants to join, just go click my link tree. It's right in there to join. And then I would say, change the name of this. What was the interview on that you did? Like, is it important to your Zyia business or to your brand? Yeah. So then I would find a way to describe that differently in here, because I don't know what this is and I probably wouldn't click on it. Does that make sense? So I'm just gonna look at the chat and see what you said. Oh, okay, about your Zyia business. That's really cool. So think of a fun or like catchy way to say like my first news interview, or something like that, or Zyia in the news, or Zyia Active Mom AZ in the news, or something like that, to where I would know what it was, because that almost, to me, I'm like, is that like a separate business? What is Voyage Phoenix not being from Arizona? I don't know what that is. So, and your goal is to attract people all over. Okay. Let's see. For your highlights here, can everybody see her highlights on here? I would suggest not using words in here, because you already have words describing what they are under here. So use Canva to create graphics, or you can use real pictures, right? So outfit of the day, You could put, you know, a picture of one of the Zyia leggings, or you can do a graphic of a cute like tank top or like a little shopping bag or something like that. We could do a whole thing on Canva too. Mom and wife. So I wouldn't have that be your first highlight. That should probably be one of your like further down the road highlights here. Have one with like Zyia or like my Zyia Life or something like that. And then any post that you do, like this one's a super cute post. I love this first post that you have here. Then if it was like my Zyia Life here, you could probably put most of your you know, pictures into there, right? I love this. This is a great picture. There's your dog, which is awesome. That goes with your profile. There's a Zyia picture. I think that's awesome too. So I would say have at least 6 highlights because that looks even when you're looking at it. And then I would change it so you don't have the words in here. And you can stick with black and white if you want, but maybe add a pop of purple color to make it stand out. So maybe you've got black and then white and purple in the center. Maybe a black border around it with white and purple in the center would be good. All right. Was that helpful a little bit?
Let's see, Becky, but so helpful. Thank you.
Good. All right. I know we're over time, but I'm happy to stick around for a few minutes. If anybody else wants to be a guinea pig with their profile, I'm happy to do the same thing. Just unmute yourself and let me know.
Hi, Carrie. Can you do mine? It's in the comments. Fit and fab at 40, by 40.
Fit and fab? Okay. Hold on. I got to find the little comments bar. It disappears on me for some reason. Where did it go? All right. Will you just tell me? Oh, wait, there it is. Got it. Okay. Fit underscore fab underscore by 40. Okay. I'm just going to. That one might be a little bit long. Was fit and fab underscore by 40 already taken?
Yes, it was.
Okay. It's not, I think you're okay though, because it kind of all goes together and play on words. And I like that you didn't spell 40 out. I like that you wrote it out. So that's perfect. Okay. So let's find you. Okay. Is that you? Okay.
Yes.
Make sure I got the right one. All right. First
my
of all,
daughter's watching Fast and the Furious in the background, so I'm trying to stay on mute.
totally fine. Okay. I love that you've got the different names in the different fonts in your name here. I think that looks great. And you've got the Zyia Active here. That's awesome. I think that's great. I like you've got, are hearts your thing? I'm kind of thinking hearts are your thing. I love it. Okay. That's great. So you've got the activity, uplift, community, light. That is great. So the one thing I think you're missing in here is I think you should put something a little bit more personal in here. So I like you've got the company mission in here, or their, I think that's their mission, right? Whatever those are, they're pillars. But I would love to have you put something a little bit more personal about your Fit Fab by 40 journey. So maybe a quick sentence about that, maybe right in here somewhere, I think, or you can replace this with that, okay? Or say something a little bit more about Zyia in here, you know, helping, you know, with your journey to Fit and Fab by 40 type of a thing. So, but I love the hearts. I think that that's great. I love how you've got everything lined up here. Let me just take a look at your post here really quick. Oh, I love your hearts too in your, you've got a nice grid format going. You're good. You guys, she can give you guys Instagram tips. This is great. I love it. Did you create those in Canva? Yeah, Canva's great. So just something a little bit more personal, I think up here is the only thing that I would change about yours. Otherwise, I think yours is great. All right. Anybody else?
Okay,
Julie,
so I'm just gonna unmute real quick. So the name, you think it's not too long?
It's like a little long. It is.
Yeah, the thing about it too is that I already hit my 40th birthday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I hit it in October, so I'm already 40 now. So I want to change it, but I'm like, I don't know what to
do. Fit Fab by 50? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a long way away though. I don't think you want to be short-term goals. Can you do something with hearts in there, since that's kind of your thing? I mean, I don't know.
With the word heart, or like have actual hearts in the—
No, with the word heart. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how to keep your brand kind of running through there, or like, what are this? I mean, this is your page, right? It's your page to sell, to promote, to bring on new reps and stuff like that. So, I like the fit and fab, like fit fab with heart, or fit. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw things out. You could probably take the word and out and just do fit_fab. Trying to think, what's campsite bio? Is that a type of link tree?
Yeah, so it's just like Linktree, but it's free.
Oh, this one's free?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You guys could try that one if you don't want to pay for Linktree. Oh, I like it. So you've got a good stuff in here. You've got Canadian site, your US site, your fitness journey. Have you been on like a pretty extended fitness journey?
Yeah. Lots of ups and downs.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of people connect with that though. I mean, that's me. One night I'm shoving chocolate cake in my face, and then the next night I'm like trying to go out for a run. So like, I think we're all there. So I love this. I love your, I think that's great. You've got lots of good stuff in there. So I would try to think of a different username though. That one is a little bit long. And since you're already 40, think of something that will have some longevity to it with this.
Because this had been my, like before I joined Zyia, I already had this account, and it was just like my personal account, like in my journey. And then I just transferred it over to being my Zyia.
Okay.
So, and then I just didn't change the name. So yeah.
I think time to change your name.
Yeah.
You don't have like 50,000 followers. You've got a good amount. 1,000's awesome. But I think, time to figure out if this is is it mostly Zyia and personal stuff that you post on here?
It's mostly like my fitness journey and then Zyia. Yeah.
Yeah. So think of a name that has to do with fitness journey and hearts and love, like maybe self-love or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing things out. I think that would be awesome. And then you could do a little post with a heart about, like something's changing, or, I've got a new look, or, I got a new name because I've, got a new motivation or something like that, and let people know, do a little story about it and let people know that you're changing your name. And I don't think anybody it won't matter. I think it'll be good. But this is a great example. I love your profile. It's gorgeous. I love the hearts. And I think this would be a good one for anybody to use as an example. So
thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions, Janet? No? All right. Julie, you want me to do yours? No? Are you sure? We could totally help you. No, she's like, no. All right. Hey, you, Julie, if you want, you can message me privately and I will go through yours with you separately. If you want.
I'm going to fix mine, and then you can fix it and tweak it.
No worries. I'd be happy to do that for you. All right. Jamie and Courtney, either of you guys want to go through yours, or Amber?
Yeah, I know I need to edit I need to put the emojis and the font in there, but is it I would love for you to just look at my pictures and just be like, yeah, you need to quit mixing your selfie with, so it's live out loud _active.
Okay. I like it. Already, I like it. Okay, your profile picture is super cute. Everybody needs a profile picture like that. It looks great. I love your name. Yes, I think you need to, like you said, you need to add some stuff in here, like zest it up, maybe put your name in like a fun font. And then I do like, if it's not hell yes, it's hell no. I like that a lot. Maybe put that in the fun font, leave your name and then put that in the fun font. Authenticity. So, but put the activewear thing up here, move that and then play around with it. Make it a little bit longer and a little bit more descriptive, I would say. Okay, I'm going to look. What does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Add a few emojis. Yeah, I think you could say best activewear around, but you could probably be a little bit more descriptive about it. And then a couple more emojis, and then maybe something about your family or something a little bit more personal in there to catch their attention. I think that's really important to have. Okay, I'm gonna look at your post really. Oh, this one's so cute. This picture is really cute. Love it. I love your pictures. I think they're great. I think what you could do though is less stock photos. I think you've got a lot of stock photos down here, but it looks like you were started to break it up here. Is this you right here? Did you get some professional pictures taken?
My husband is a photographer.
Oh, lucky you. We all hate you. That's awesome. They're gorgeous. Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I love how you break it up. I would like to see you break it up a little bit more with like pictures and then some maybe words with the pictures. Maybe I think it's really pretty. Do you have a white border on this one? Do you use a white
I have
frame?
no idea.
Okay. I think a white frame. So I probably wouldn't have posted this one right here. Because it's kind of like orangish yellow color. Like a lot
I'm
of
at
your
Orange
photos.
Theory, but I'm at Orange Theory.
And I'm kind of looking up your nose. So maybe don't post that one next time. Like, but like this one's gorgeous, right? Like this is absolutely gorgeous. And so is this one. I love those. Those are great. But yeah, I would put some like, so your thing is like, if it's not hell yes, it's hell no. You're fierce, right? So put some quotes up here that mean that, like that, you know, things like that that inspire you, or like images or pictures. Like this one's great. This one. Do you have like a symbol or like balloons, stars, flowers? Any of those? Like you've got a lot of flowers on here too.
I do like flowers.
So maybe go into Canva and pick a couple flowers or a flower design that you like, and then start to spread that, you know, into some of your pictures and things like that, like into some of your graphics. I think I love the pictures. I think they're great. But try to pick do you have a consistent filter that you use?
No.
Pick a consistent filter. Find a filter and use that filter every single time on your pictures when you're posting them. And that will help you get a little bit more of a consistent look and feel to your page. And that'll help blend in between the professional pictures and the ones that you take yourself. Do you know what filter he uses? Because that looks like it might have a sunset filter on it or something.
I can find out though.
Yeah, or find a filter that looks like this. Like this picture to me looks like it could be your brand. Do you like blues and those like the colors in that picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. You've kind of got that. You could do like a sunset filter on everything. I love the rainbow here. Your daughter's wearing the blue, like the blues and the greens and stuff is really pretty. So I could see that. And kind of this one feels the same way. It's got that sunset look to it. So if you found a sunset filter in Lightroom and you could add it onto your pictures, I think that would tie everything together and it would be really great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But I think you do. Yeah. Have a little work to do here on your profile. But I think once you change that, it'll be golden. It'll be really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else on here? We've got just probably a couple minutes left and then I got to go. But
can we do mine?
Yeah. Courtney, what are you?
It's just Courtney_Gavin.
Okay. Is this your personal one?
Yeah. And I kind of want to integrate Zyia I don't know if that's a good idea or not, or if I should create something totally different, but.
Nope. I think go ahead and integrate it. I think that would be it's too hard to manage too. So as long as you don't mind doing it, I think, so you might want to consider changing your name to have Zyia in it, or you can leave this as your name, as your username, but then in this name here, your display name, put Zyia Active Director or Zyia Director or something like that in here. And then all I can tell from this is that you're a dog mom, but I don't know anything else about you, which I think is great. But I would love to know a little bit more about you. Who am I going to follow? Why do I want to follow you? I like your profile picture. It's cute, but I would try to find one that has a plain background. So are you in a car in that picture?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. So get outside of the car and take the picture. Or get someone to take a picture against maybe like on the front porch of your house or outside somewhere at a park. And then have them kind of back up a little bit so you can see a little bit more of the activewear. So wear like a bomber jacket or something cute. You can toss the hood up on the bomber jacket and take a picture of that. That would be a cute profile picture for you. And then I think you could probably take your location out. You can have it in here if you want, if you're targeting people in Minnesota. But maybe is there anything like significant about your location? Is there anything, about you that people would want to know?
I have no idea.
What do you do besides Zyia, or is Zyia your business?
I'm into like a lot of sports and stuff like that.
Okay, so like professional athlete, or like you like rec leagues, or what?
Yeah, like rec leagues. I do softball and then I do axe throwing competitions.
What? Why is that not in your profile? That is the coolest thing ever. I'm sure there is an axe emoji somewhere that you could use.
There
If
is.
not, we'll make one. So I think you should put like professional axe thrower or something like that in there, even if you know you're not a professional. Who cares? We can all fluff it up a little bit on Instagram. It's okay. Everybody does it. And then I would put what did you say besides axe throw? Oh, rec leagues. You should have something to do with sports, because you want to attract people who are sporty, right? Who are into all sorts of those like adult sports activities. So I would suggest there's lots of sports emojis. I know for sure there are. So be using a lot of those and putting those in here and say something about that. But if you're going to go with something sporty like that, then I would say you might want to update your highlights to be something a little more sporty, right? So if you want your feel, would you say like you're kind of like a sporty girl, like that's your thing?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Or are you more like flowers and stuff? I mean,
Well, I love flowers because I do like wedding planning too, but
what?
yeah.
It's so cool. Okay, that needs to go in here somewhere too. All right. So I would say you could probably do both, but I would pick one. Like you're not trying to pull people into your wedding planning business with this page. So I would stick with athletes, like women in sports would be awesome. Like looking to connect with, women athletes or something like that would be really cool to say. And then there's lots of hashtags that would go with that to pull people in. And then I would change your profile, or your highlights. Again, I wouldn't put words over the top of the pictures because they're hard to read. And I would definitely add a few. You're going to definitely want like 6 highlights, and some of them should be active Zyia related. So some could be like related to sports, like the sports that you play, like, my favorite sports or something like that. But then you could have your one for your pups. You should have one for like my Zyia Life, same thing. And then vacation, if you like to vacation, and then something a little bit personal maybe on there would be good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Does that help a little?
Yes, that helped a lot.
Okay, good. And then for your page in general, I would say more photos, less text, if that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Because Instagram's all about photos, and you want to pull people in with your photos. So more photos, a little bit less text. I love this one that you put here. Senior, is that from Senior Rep?
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. So that's a great picture. That would be a good picture to have. But then the next thing that you post should be maybe just this picture of the girl with the shorts on. And then in the text, you can write about the June promo. Or you could put June promo down the side here, but then the rest of it should be a picture type of a thing. All right. A good, like mostly on Instagram, lots of photos, some photos with a little bit of text, and then some graphics or quotes or things like that sporadically placed. But I think that would be good. So, all right.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Natalie, are you still on here somewhere? I think that's all we have time for.
My computer like totally froze, so I had to leave, and now I'm back.
Okay. No worries. We just went through some of the girls' profiles and did like a tutorial on them. So
this was so helpful. I've sent you some screenshots, and I want your tips when you're done.
Okay. Yes, of course, you guys. So if you want, you guys can find me on, I'll put my info in the chat here so you guys can find me. And then I have a ton of free guides on my website. You can go and download those guides. So my website is and then my email is email, and then my Instagram _consulting. And then, so you guys can find me on Instagram, and my Facebook is just eConsulting. But email me, send me a message, as a friend request me on Facebook if you want, and send me screenshots of your profiles. And then if you guys have any Instagram questions, I'd be happy to help. I don't know everything. I know some. But I do my best. And if I don't know, I can definitely figure out and find it out for you guys. So I hope that helps you. I'm excited to find all your profiles and start, stalking you guys and dating you on Instagram, because that's the whole goal, right? You want to pull me in so that I want to date you. So I think that would be great. This has been really fun. I hope it's been helpful for you guys. Like I said, I love doing small trainings with people because of that personal interaction that you can have where you can't have in a group of 2,000 people, right? So these small group things are the things that I love the most. And keep the questions coming. You guys feed anything to Natalie as far as social media wise that you want help with or have questions on. I can do Facebook topics, I can do engagement, I can do content, I can do photos, I can do videos, all that kind of stuff. So if any of those things are really troubling or stump you, send it to Natalie, and then we can come up with a training that kind of fits whatever topics seem to be the most frustrating for you guys with social media. All right, that is all I have. Natalie, anything else from your end?
That was so good. Like whoever didn't get on this, they seriously missed out because that was so freaking good.
Good. I'll send you the recording and they can watch it, and I'll be jealous that they didn't get their profiles looked at.
Yes, that's right. So thank you. Thank you. This was so awesome.
You're welcome. All right. More to follow, you guys. I'll see you guys all soon.
Okay. Take care, Carrie Ann. Thanks.
Natalie.
Bye.